Yo, it's been a long day and even a longer night. Super tired, but I gotta do this. Kinda feel like Courage the Cowardly Dog.
The things I do for love.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Deviate, and oh snap. Victory Fest took place last night, and boy, am I tired. It was one of the longest shows I've been to, probably because I was taking footage of this entire event. I am ridiculously tired. I need to go take a nap. In fact, I'm gonna do this right after I'm done with this. So Victory Fest is an event that is organized by Franklin and Dee'A. These two came together and they have this event. This is the second time it's happening, and they want to make it an annual thing, which I think is a very, very good thing for them to do. The main purpose of Victory Fest is to have, unity within the gospel industry, and also kind of like diversity as well. So it's kind of like that unity and diversity type of thing. So they had different acts with different genres all together coming on one stage, and they really did a very good job with that. So this year, they brought back, the obvious big names in the gospel industry. This is Pride, Maranatha, Nita also made a comeback, as well as Manda Gabriel. So Manda Gabriel really surprised me because she's now, becoming more prevalent at a lot of these events. Whenever there's a gospel event, a lot of times she's there, and she is getting better every single time she hits the stage. And that's the same thing with Maranatha as well. What she did this year was phenomenal. I have to say, from the local acts, she's probably the one that I enjoyed the most. She just did a lot, and the girl is adding sauces on the things. I'm talking about she's hitting those high notes, and not only hitting them but maintaining them for a long period of time. There's one note she held like for 30 seconds, and I'm just like, lady, you must breathe. But yeah, she did some fire stuff there, so I can't wait for the new album that's gonna come out. It's good things to look forward to. This year, Victory Fest invited almost all the Christian rappers within the gospel industry. I mean, the common names. And this is a very big thing because, these rappers are a small amount, and not all of them get invited to shows, unless it's a rap show or something like this. So for them to be sharing the stage among all these guys is a very, very great thing in terms for Christian hip hop. I mean, because if you have to make a list, it's a very short list. You can count probably 10 people on that list, and all these guys were invited. I mean, we had Panda, Effie, AB, Tenderheart, Drafted to Babylon, and Fire 16. So all these guys were invited. Not all of them made it, but the fact that they were all invited and they came to this event. So hopefully, Christian hip hop will be taken a little bit more seriously, or become more prevalent, when it comes to the gospel industry. This year, Victory Fest also decided to bring some people all the way from South Africa to come to Victory Fest. They brought in 3 artists, namely Rangu, the psalmist, Dwayne Ponsombi, and Kurt Hardy. So these guys came through, killed it. They were definitely not a disappointment. The funny thing is, I don't really listen to a lot of gospel songs, but they did some songs that sounded very familiar to me. I was just like, hey, I think I know this song. I probably heard it somewhere, someplace. The great thing about these guys coming is really showing the level of talent or skill within the gospel industry. So basically what I mean by this is that you had your Namibian acts and you had your South African acts, and they were on par with each other. It was not like one was better than the other. It just seemed like these dudes are from the same country. So that was good to see, the fact that the only thing that was different was the diversity in the music, but in terms of standard and talent, they were all on par with each other. So there was a very good ranking system just to see how do we rank against a country like South Africa in terms of music, and we are actually at a very good place. So it was really good for people from South Africa to come through and be on the same stage with Namibians and just be like, hey, we're on the same level. This year as well, there were some newcomers at Victory Fest, those people that have not performed at Victory Fest before, and I gotta say, I was impressed. A few of them that impressed me was, Trinity. Trinity brought something different to the Victory Fest this year, which was like a very house type of feel to it, which was like it was interesting to watch. These people really performed, and they reminded me of Fresh Family, where it's when you're looking in terms of like lyrics and the song, not all the way there, but when it comes to stage presence and performing, it's through the roof. So they were one of the people I enjoyed watching on stage. They really brought a whole lot of heat in their performances. So if they keep it up, they're on their way to doing some great things. We also had Nita this year. Nita did fire things over there. Like, she brought this whole aspect of, you know, female Christian rapper, you know, R&B type of feel to it, and she did it with two other girls whose names I don't remember. So the great thing about their performances, it really felt like a TLC Destiny's Child type of feel to it, and it was pretty dope. Something that we don't have here, and we definitely need just that style of music in terms of diversity. It's good. I'm also looking forward to seeing what these guys do in the future. So Nita, shout out to you. There was some fire stuff. So this year we had Rico and Adachi as well. They did some good stuff at the show. They came through live and they sang one song which is called Should Have Been Me. I think that's the name of the song, and that song was pretty dope. So for them to come through was a very great thing, bringing again something different, the style, and I hope they'll bring that kind of like soulful type of style to the Victory Fest. Like I mentioned, the diversity was just there. So these guys came through, did a great job, and it felt like the show kicked up, you know, to another gear when they went on stage. So you could just even feel from the crowd how they enjoyed that show. So these guys made a great job. And finally, one of the newcomers that stood out was Lady May Africa. Last year, she signed to Dee'A Entertainment, and Dee'A accompanied her on stage last night. And yeah, it was kind of like something that we're gonna have to get used to, because it still feels like the old Lady May, just with different content in her music. So it's something that I'm not used to, and I think the more I see her perform, the more I listen to her music, the more I'll be like, oh, Lady May has definitely switched up, and this is the new normal. So that was pretty good. So the night ended with Franklin and Dee'A performing songs from the old album and the new album. The new album has some good songs. One of the songs is something about a great lion. They say Ongoshiakula. Yes, I think I think I said it right. So they really ended the show very well. It's a great thing that they did, and these guys really remind me a lot of an artist called KB from the States, because this guy's performance is so much energy. It's really hype. So these guys really put in a whole lot of effort in performing live. They are one of the best performers I've seen in the country. And let's not forget about Cine. Cine was at Victory Fest last year, but he was singing as a backup singer. This year he was singing lead. Most of the songs that Franklin and Dee'A was doing, he was there singing them, and the dude is doing the most. I cannot wait for him to have his own song at Victory Fest and pretty much headlining. So Cine, congratulations, well done, shouts out to you. In conclusion, Victory Fest 2019 was awesome. It had a lower turnout than last year, but it had better performances than last year. So those who missed out, yeah, you missed out. The audience participation was better this year as well. Shout out to Joseph. Joseph, who is Tenderheart's little brother, came through and he just enjoyed himself at that show. I'm talking about, this guy was wet from the rain and from his own sweat. Yeah, it was as if he just took a shower and was at the show, woke up to the show. So this dude enjoyed himself, and I felt like he made other people want to enjoy themselves as much as he did. So that dude did some great stuff. The audience just were doing some awesome stuff. So for Victory Fest 2020, I hope it happens. It should happen. Even if you guys end up going into debt or owing money, do this event, because as soon as you create this momentum, more people will be jumping onto it. I think to make Victory Fest 2020 a better event is either one, they should cut down the acts and give them longer time on stage, or they just increase the duration of the entire show. This show was about 3 hours. If they can increase it to like 5, and it really feels like a festival. You come there, and at whatever time, and each act has enough time on stage to give a complete performance, that would be good. The second thing would be a different headline act. Last year it was Franklin and Dee'A. This year it was Franklin and Dee'A. I just think that they should switch it up a little bit. Either give a slot to an artist that is not really known, or just a different artist. Just, you know, switch it up a bit. Let everybody like get a chance. That's all that we got for today. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know who you want in the next Victory Fest, and you know, share this with the organization team. Maybe they'll take these ideas and, you know, make a better event. And that's all that we got. I'm out here.